Hello, everyone. Hot Dice Nerds time.
Hot Dice Nerds! Hot Dice Nerds, a million years!
Twitch.tv/HotDiceNerds.
Hello, hello. And we're playing Tom's game, Weird Weird West.
That is the idea, yeah, we're going to do some cowboy shit.
Yeah.
If you like the game and you want to try it, you head to hotdicenerds.com and it's linked as one of our currently playings, so that you can download yourself the freebie and give it a try, or get the real deal if you're one of those fancy fucks who's got $8 to spare. just lying around. Oh, look at me, $8.
Tax the rich.
If you have a spare $8, just also send $8 to each of us, I think. Because we're all really hungry.
Essentially what we're saying is you need $40 that you need to send, and then we'll sort it out, and eventually you'll get an email.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's... If you're rich, just send extra money, and we'll take care of you.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
doing the email? I'm not doing the email. I'm too busy.
We'll get around to it eventually. Someone will send some kind of... You'll get an email. We didn't say it'd be from us, but you'll get an email.
Someday, I will come to you. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. Whenever's good for you.
So, I've got a cowboy hat.
Look at these
I also, it
props.
doesn't really fit in my headset, but like, whatever. Here we go.
It looks great.
You look unbelievable.
It's kind of jaunty with the... Oh.
But like, a jaunty angle is, that's really half of a cowboy's
Keeps
personality.
popping off. I'll just balance it. It's fine. right?
The American West scenery and the hat and the t-shirt that says existential angst is a very powerful image.
Thank you. Yes, I've worked hard on being unsettling to look at. That's my aesthetic.
Mine was, oh shit, I have to be on camera. Let me grab a hat.
Grab a hat real quick. Yeah, it's just going to have to balance here so it looks like I'm wearing a 10-gallon. That'll do.
Perfect.
Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, so we're playing Weird Weird West. And I think we should make some characters. So this is the session 0 of what's going to be a 2 or 3-parter, probably. And we're going to make some characters, we're going to go through the game. That sort of stuff, get set up with who we are and what we're doing. And then maybe at the end we'll do a little lead into the story to be followed up when we do the
Little
first
cliffhanger.
number 1. Yeah, love a cliffhanger. The film.
Yeah.
This hat is never going to balance on my head, and I just have to come to terms with that.
Does it have a little string you could like cinch up under your chin?
Yes. All right, I'll do that.
Oh God.
Oh, it's a full effort, full commitment.
It is a full effort.
The man that pulled the
A full
shoelace
effort
out
would
of
have
the
been
boot.
getting earbuds, right?
I reckon I'll have a little Woody hat somewhere hidden in a toy box. I could just super glue it to the headset.
Like a fascinator, like a Wild West
Yeah.
fascinator.
Yeah, little lady fascinator.
Lady fascinator.
Yeah, I think
That's an excellent name. That's my next RPG character's name.
Lady
Lady Fascinator.
Ah, it's perfect.
It was Lady Fascinator in the cowboy hat in the dining room.
so. Just so I have a bit of a frame of reference as
Yeah.
the only American here.
Yeah.
How many of you have ever worn cowboy boots?
I used to have some
Okay.
a long time ago, when they were in fashion here, which I think was about 20 years ago. There was
Yeah.
a moment.
But yeah, no cowboy boots over here.
I've-
Have any of you
I've thought
fired
about
a gun?
thought about wearing them a lot.
I lived in New Mexico for a year. Worth something,
And
right?
Yeah. Did you shoot a gun while you were there?
Yeah, they insisted on it, like almost
Yeah.
immediately. I was barely out.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just handed you a gun.
You land, and as soon as you get across security, there's just people there like, "Can I get you a gun? You want a gun?" Like,
This guy's never fired a gun.
you're like, "Oh," and then you get taken to a very distant location with strangers who are armed.
It's like those reverse, where they take the drinks and liquids off you when you go into the airport. It's a reverse one of those. They just have a giant barrel full of revolvers, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am looking forward to doing a Western game whereupon I've never been to America. I've not watched that many cowboy films. I'm not American. Never worn cowboy boots.
I'm excited. I think this is going to turn out really well.
A really grotesque pastiche of what the cowboy films are filtered through my mind.
Exactly. Well, I mean, isn't that what spaghetti westerns are, though? You know?
True. I like to think so, yeah. What if the Wild West was in Italy? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spaghetti would be better.
Do you reckon they had spaghetti in cowboy times?
Yeah, I reckon they did. Noodles have been a staple for a long time, I think.
True. Cowboys eating spaghetti bolognese is a new thing that I want to hit in the game.
we can make that happen.
One of us has to be Italian now, definitely. Goes into a bar. Hey, put 'em up.
Kaboom-bidi-bappo.
Yeah.
It's okay. I speak Italian.
Okay, let's make some characters. Let's do it. So, you have a pretty simple first choice of one of 4 options. The words fighter, sneak, thinker, or weirdo. Which one of those appeals to you? And pick one. There's no wrong answers, there's no downsides, there's no concept of balance in this game. They all do things that are fun and interesting and contribute to what's happening.
I want to go last.
Oh, I wanted to go last.
Well, I said it first.
So we'll roll a d6 and see who goes.
Absolutely, yeah, do that.
Alright.
We've got a 3.
4.
3.
Oh, me and EB roll again then. 2.
4.
You go before me.
Oh, I go before you.
Oh, I assumed we were doing like initiative.
Are you just trying to make it so you go last?
Oh, we can do this all again if you want. I don't mind.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, it's fine.
What's it going to be, Kat?
So if you want to take a look at the playbooks, you can get an idea of like the specifics of things.
Well, there's two that really stick out to me because of who I am as a person.
It's a powerful phrase.
Yeah. So the first one, believe it or not, is fire.
Shocking news.
Shocking.
Oh, no, not cat.
And the second one is sneak, because when I've played D&D before and I've been a tiefling and a rogue, and it was kind of like a sneaky person. So it's out of those two. But I think I'm better as a fighter because of how I am as a person.
You are like a battle tank in D&D.
You'd like to think you're a rogue, but you're a fighter.
So I think I'm gonna have to go with fire.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's good. It means we'll do some shooting.
Woo!
Yeah, I am torn between weirdo and thinker. So I'm thinking weirdo is probably going to be the one. Just
because it's fun to do weird things.
Well, yeah, I mean, I figure Cat's going to bring the lawful energy, and I need to balance that out somehow.
Not necessarily.
I mean, okay.
Thank you, Tiff from Twitter, now following us on Twitch.
Hi, Tiff.
Hey, Tiff.
So that leaves the thinker and the rogue.
So you can be the thinker, or you can be the person that does the thinking, or the person that does the sneaking.
Div says, "Oh shit, oh fuck, it's me." I want to be the rogue. I so rarely play rogues. I want to rogue it up a bit.
You want a real opportunity to do some fuckery.
I just feel like
I'm to connive.
I don't really play rogues because sneaking about.
Yeah,
Bees has
for
as
sure.
much subtlety as a black eye.
Yeah, that's great. I like the idea. Yeah, I always like judging it by the one that we've not got. So no thinker means there's not going to be a lot of plans or like not many schemes.
low on schemes, high on bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I
good
mean, if
energy
I can
to have.
like summon some kind of like spectral spiders, I'm probably just gonna do that a lot, you know?
You can certainly do some weird shit.
Gonna open up my sneak character. I don't know if this is gonna open up over the. Yeah, it did. It opened up over the top of the stream. Let me move that. Oh, there we go. Got out.
So we could do. Should we do cats first? Because that way you can put the fighter playbook on stream, right?
Oh my
I can put the
God.
fire playbook up. Yeah, let me get that up. 1 second.
Or if you don't want to go first, cat.
No, I'm. Let's do it before I get too drunk.
Like 5 minutes ago, you were like, "This wine's really weak. This is nothing."
I know, but I'll just drink it faster because it'll be like juice, won't it?
If you're hungover, it means you're topping up, like scientifically.
Yeah.
The last time we all played together, I drank very quickly, so I know exactly what happens. Well,
Yeah.
or maybe I don't. Hard to say.
Right, I've got fighter up on my
Yeah,
phone.
I've got it up on the stream as well for like a little.
Oh,
Sweet.
beautiful. Yeah, that's great.
So the first element of drilling into your class is you're choosing a title, which is like, think of it as a Dungeons and Dragons subclass, I guess, something roughly analogous to that. You get to like specialize into whatever bullshit you want to do. So you can see there's 3. You can be the commander, or the sharpshooter, or the tank, and they each have a little list, a short paragraph of the special abilities, the things that you can do. For free. They're just they're in the game. They're your special toys.
Again, it's between 2, I think.
So I guess for the people on the stream, yeah. So the commander is like the person that rallies other people. You can form posses and things like that. The sharpshooter is, as it sounds, shooting people in the face from far away, and the tank is about defending positions and setting up barricades and stuff like that.
Right, I think I'm gonna go with sharpshooter.
Amazing. So any gun that you have, you can shoot further. It has an extra range tag. And once per game session, you can appear like fucking Batman on a roof somewhere with a gun trained on someone, which is extremely fun. And then your final thing is, when you're rolling to shoot people, if you roll high enough, you can do weird extra damaging things to them.
Cool. That
Which I'm
all
sure you're
sounds
gonna do a
very
lot.
cool. Yes. Sounding like a badass already.
Amazing. Let's jump to EB sheet. We'll do the titles. That'll be fun. We'll jump through each person's title. So we've got a sharpshooter on our team,
Sweet.
which I like the sound of. EB, my friend, you also have a choice of 3 titles.
Yes. I am the weirdo, and I can choose from Occultist, the Seer, and the Servant.
So the occultist is like I guess, a close thing would be like an artificer in D&D. It's like, you do occultist shit, you can read black magic, that sort of thing. The seer is clairvoyancy. It's just you looking at shit from far away. And the servant is because I wanted the game. I demanded to myself that the game have a version of a warlock. So you get to be a demon's bitch if that's up your alley.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna knock anybody's thing, but that's just, I do enough of that in real life. I think I would like to be the occultist. And I think I would like to teleport to a random location within sight.
Amazing, yeah. Yeah, I love that. I can't wait for that to not go wrong at all.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. It'll be great.
We've got one person that can appear already. One person can appear on rooftops like Batman with a gun, and one person is just blipping around the battlefield randomly.
Sounds excellent. I love it.
Yeah, it's like Gambit, but with gambling.
Yeah.
Right, I'm quickly making notes of all this stuff.
I'm
Oh
looking
yeah, I guess
at
I might
it.
want to write these down as well. Huh?
Well, I'll have notes too, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, Mr. Bees.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, go on, Kat.
No, I was just going to say I'm loving the idea that I'm already Batman. Like, that's already so cool to me.
It's just,
A
you
Batman cowboy. A Batman cowboy. Can we just... So is there a cowboy hat on that's got little bat ears on it?
Yeah, it's a black cowboy hat that comes down your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Yeah, Mr. Bees, you are the sneak. What kind of sneak do you want to
be?
be?
A cutthroat, so I always have a dagger on me no matter what. Which, you know,
I remember you getting excited when we talked about that.
Yeah.
Or when you talked about that during the unboxing.
He really, really fell in love with that one, yeah.
where an enemy you can land a decisive sneak attack, and I can reveal a combat weakness or remove something they're carrying, or my attack is silent and unseen. Con artist looks good because I really like the first lie you tell someone, as long as it's feasible, is always believed until proven false. And like, I like I get being a thief, but like I'm so drawn to just being this cutthroat. I'm gonna be a cutthroat.
Don't deny it to yourself. You saw you always have a dagger, and you thought, yes I do want that.
Because they never strip search you, do they?
Brilliant.
Cool. The cutthroat.
Writing down what I get.
Amazing. So we've got a sharpshooter, an occultist, and a cutthroat. I simply cannot wait. Sounds great already. So let's jump back to Cat Sheet. Let's jump back to the fighter. I'm sorry to be jockeying you around.
No. I think it's a good mix.
This is good. I think we're doing it.
So you can see there's 4 moves, Cat, in the middle of the page. Choose 2 of them. 2 of them that you like the sound of. There's no wrong and right answers. They're just things that you get to influence in the world.
Yeah.
So to, I guess, summarize, yeah. So this is my gun is a fun, I just want everybody that is a fighter to be able to say, I have a magic gun. This is my gun. Read them like a book is that stereotypical sundown silhouette staring at your enemy and working out what they're going to do. Wrathful is a fun one. It just means that you can get really mad and do bad things to people in fights. And fast draw is the classic fast draw. Whenever you're in a tense situation, you can always be the one that pulls your gun.
Oh, this one's difficult because I want to be all of those things. I think I definitely have to have this is my gun.
Yeah, totally. Totally agree.
Because if you are a sharpshooter as well, like that just makes sense.
It makes sense that you've got your fucking precious gun.
like it's your thing.
What sub ability are we going for your gun? You can see there's 4 little choices you get.
Oh, where's that bit? Sorry.
So under this is my gun, yeah, you get to pick one of the special things.
There's advantage on aim and fire rolls, or the handle is warm to the touch when supernatural creatures are nearby, or your gun, which already has a range tag.
An extra range tag because you're a sharpshooter.
Also add messy and forceful to it.
Just fucking turns people into a red paste.
Or you could pick, unless done magically, you can't be disarmed or separated from your gun.
Oh god, these are all
They're
really
all great.
cool. I think I would like. I think I would like the handle is warm to touch when supernatural creatures are nearby.
Yeah, you've gone for the Frodo's Sting option.
Yeah, let me write this down. So this is my gun.
The idea of you just mincing around town with your hand on your gun, just like looking at people and like making sure.
Yeah, and I think I can be quite sneaky with that as well. It's not like it's not like something that would look dramatic to anybody.
You don't have to hold it up like a torch. You could just
rest the base of your hand on it.
So when supernatural, so yeah, that's that one, and then I don't know whether to go for raffle because of how I am as a person.
I mean, that's just the barbarian choice. That's just the
yeah.
I want to get angry and fight.
Or fast draw, because that one's really good as well. Like if I'm in a standoff with somebody.
Depends how often do you intend to get into tense situations and standoffs?
Well, a lot because
there we go.
Yeah, right. That's my answer then. Fast draw. That's my other one. So yeah. And you can use it to shield an ally as well. So that's good.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, we've got a sharpshooter with a magic gun who's always quick to move. Amazing. Cool. Yeah, let's jump to EB's sheet. Let's make some weirdo choices.
Always do.
Just another fucking day in the life, mate.
All right. So.
We've got Clairvoyant talking to dead people. That's always a fun one because there's bound to be lots of bodies. So
yeah, this is like Clairvoyant was my gimme. I'm definitely picking at least Clairvoyant and then one other.
So you've got Renew Thy Flesh is like a get out of jail free healing thing. You can heal your friends. Bad Apple lets you curse stuff. That's always fun to do. And Doolittle is just talking to animals because I had to have it in the game somewhere. Who doesn't love talking to animals?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Clairvoyant and Doolittle. I'm not here to be helpful. I'm here to
talk to ghosts and frogs.
Yeah.
And ghost frogs.
Well, and just appear at any random place.
Just appear randomly in the room and be like, I saw a horse that said you're a cunt.
There's a cowboy with a magic box that he twists the lever and disappears and then comes back and it's like, I've spoken to the corpse of an owl. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. I really love, like, I can already see that I'm going to be like the serious badass and then this dude next to me is just talking to himself and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to shoot something.
All right, well, after you shoot it, I still get to talk to it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Cool, let's jump to yours, Drubo. We've got some sneak moves to choose.
Alright, I was reading mine, so I already know where I'm going with this. So,
just slamming it straight in.
Going straight in. I'm picking In the Shadows.
What does that give you?
It means that when I tail a target and want to remain hidden, I can, basically. I can follow people with great ease. I didn't choose Trespasser because I'm not looking to break into places, and I didn't pick Reconnaissance because I didn't feel like Cat was going to wait. And as my second one, I'm picking Never Saw Me Coming. As a fight is starting, I can slip around the enemies instead of tackling them straight on, and I get advantage on being able to like deftly like lure enemies out of cover, stun them, disrupt them. Basically, I get to like sneak around the battlefield and just like generally disorientate our foes.
You get to just fuck with people.
Well, that sounds right up your alley.
God bless any person that goes up against you guys in combat with one lunatic teleporting around the battlefield, another one appears from a bush, and a third one appears on a rooftop.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, amazing. So we've got our titles, we've got our moves. You all know what you are and the things that you're going to be doing in this weird west that we are in. So the last little bits, then we'll do it all in one go because these are all quick. If we can jump to Cat's sheet, back to the fighter sheet.
Yeah.
You have a weird ruination to choose, Cat. So your weird ruination is you, as somebody that hunts monsters in the old Weird West, are also yourself a bit of a monster. And your weird, monstrous thing is that you can just fucking kill people without question, pause, or thought. There's nothing I can say or do about it. You're just, that person's dead now.
Okay.
You get to choose what that is. Do you spring claws out of your hands? Do you drink their blood? Do you whatever? You get to choose what your weird thing is that you do.
Yeah, you Hulk out.
Do you Hulk out?
Do you turn into smoke and pull the souls from people?
There's like 3 example options. So the examples are to rip and tear with your teeth and claws, to drink and gorge on their flesh, or to break their spirit and maim their soul. But you, of course, can have your own choice.
I think break their spirit and maim their soul, because it just sounds a hell of a lot more awful than the other thing. So it's like I'm gonna kill them, but then I'm also whatever's left is like getting fucked up as well. Like
it's the only one that's particularly cruel out of the 3.
Yeah. So that one.
Amazing. And then we'll quickly. So if you just slide over to the right hand side of the sheet, Kat, you'll see. You've got a couple of quick choices to make. So you get to fill in a name. I'm not gonna pressure you into choosing a name now, but if you have one,
okay,
a name for it.
Was it Lady? Something.
Lady Fascinator.
Lady Fascinator.
That would be a good name, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, but Beast wanted to use it.
No. You go ahead. It was your joke.
Okay, I'll be Lady Fascinator.
Amazing.
I've got to find that pissing Woody hat, haven't I, now for next week to make it a little fascinator. Lady Fascinator.
Could I maybe press you for a horse name while we're here?
My horse is going to be called oh god, this is really difficult. Dusk. Horse.
Well, that's unbelievably cool.
Yeah.
Sorry for being so cool, you guys. I know it's
Somebody's got to do it. It's not fucking us. I'm wearing a t-shirt that is from a movie parody from a fake commercial in a TV show. So that's cool, right? Not nerdy
Cool
at all.
Technology is yet to create a laser fine enough to drill down into those references.
Cool. And then you're choosing a couple of attributes. So these are exactly like D&D attributes. There's 4 of them.
Okay.
Reflexes, cunning, smarts, and grit. And you can see on the sheet, so one of them's going to be +2, one of them's going to be +1, one's going to be 0, and one's going to be -1.
Oh, right. Okay, so do I roll for these?
No, so you get to just pick. You get to just choose which one do you want to be your +2.
Reflexes, cunning, smarts, and grit.
Yeah, they're your 4 attributes. Yeah.
My +2 will have to be reflexes.
Smart choice. You're going to be doing lots of shooting.
Yeah. My +1 will be grit. 0 smarts. And then -1 cunning, because I'll be very forward. I won't be like cunning about much.
I think that makes sense. I like that. I think that fits. Then we've got you get to choose a background. So this is what you did before you hunted monsters. before you were in this weird world that you now find yourself. There's some example ones there. You don't have to pick one of those if you've got like a specific fun thing in mind.
I think I would like to be understated. I feel like I'm a lady, so I think I've come from a position of class, that maybe something happened along the way and now she's a bad person. Well, not a bad person, she's a fighter, and something happened to her that I don't know what happened yet, but she comes from... She looks amazing and very posh with a fascinator, and then all of a sudden she's like pew 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 pew. Like
yeah, you came from some kind of like high society sort of upper crust sort of thing.
Yes, definitely.
And now you're hunting monsters with these two idiots.
Yeah,
what went wrong?
I think that would obviously help her, because she, like, wherever she goes, people are gonna undermine her, and then she'll be like, no. Guess what? I'm Batman Cowboy. Bit like Wayne. What's it called? Bruce Wayne.
Yes, like Bruce Wayne. I can see you've narrowed in on a total touch point.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so then your last choice is, you can see on your sheet there's a list of inventory, list of items you've got. Some are already selected just because they're the obvious ones to have. You get to pick 3 more, so just tick 3 more. I'll make a note.
A second revolver.
Always
Makes
need more
sense.
guns.
What's better than a revolver? 2
Remember
revolvers.
when we went through the playbooks and Drew was like, "Why would you choose another revolver?"
A rope, because that's always very handy.
Yep.
And lantern, matches, and oil.
Perfect. Amazing. A lady fascinator is ready to hunt monsters, I believe.
Yes.
Cool. So like when we get into the first session, when we do that, I'll dive into it a bit more and ask you some more questions about your background and stuff. But you've now got a rough scaffold.
I've got a bit
of
for her.
you've got a skeleton of who Lady Fascinator is. Amazing. Should we do EB next? The weirdo.
I'll go. Yeah.
What is your weird ruination, my friend? So the weirdo's weird ruination is that you control supernatural things. You can control the zombie. You can repel the vampire. You can do the thing to the paranormal. How do you do that? Do you have another little mystery machine? Do you have some innate learning?
So I think I like to think, and this isn't an option on there, but I was considering the idea, like I psychically fracture reality for other people.
Yes.
And like the lines of existence and perceptions, can become blurred, and I can even cross them if I need to. Like I can bring things in and out of existence if you imagine them.
Oh, you had me at psychically fracture reality. Yes. Yes, I understand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then we're good.
Yeah, perfect. Any sentence that has the words fracture reality in that order is fine by me. Amazing. And a name and a horse name, if you don't mind.
Name and
Who
a
is
horse
this weirdo?
Name. That we'll have to come back to me on. I was thinking about it and I got distracted. But for my attributes, I think +2 on smarts, +1 on cunning, 0 on grit, and -1 on reflexes.
Perfect. Amazing. And background and appearance with as much specificity or vagueness as as you see fit. Like I say, we'll dive into it when we get going.
Yeah, I assume I am a former reverend, disgraced and kicked out of the church for, seeking true power. Yeah, so
yeah.
outlaw religious, just kind of circle the and
Kicked out of the church because you found some ancient scroll and you were like, oh no, I'm done. This is This is more fun.
I can fucking levitate now, you guys. You should write a book about me. And then I think my appearance is dirty and frayed and ragged.
Nice.
And
just wearing layers and layers of ragged, horrible clothing with what I can only describe as bizarre trinkets inside.
Yes. Yeah, it's it's a patchwork of everything I've stolen from whatever realms I've come from. Also, I'm usually pretty drunk, so.
Of course, you could talk to ghosts. I imagine you have a serious drinking problem.
Yeah, no, it's traumatizing. And then for how many? I get 3 more items.
So you get to get 3 more. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely a hatchet. Compass. And let's go rifle and ammo.
Amazing. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, like I say, we'll expand on bits of backgrounds and things when we start playing and developing a story. But yeah, cool. Good skeleton. I like the idea of this insane ex-priest reverend man. You're like a real what went wrong case.
Yeah,
we'll see you. And last but not least, Mr. Bees. How do you disappear? The sneaks' weird thing is that they can just fucking poof, gone.
Yeah, so I was thinking that I've got a little bit of mind power in me, and I can kind of force the area around me to consider me to not be interesting. So people just see me as a guy, and I can be like, excuse me, please, and walk past people, and they don't think of me as the me they've met or anything like that. So if I've got a guy pointing a gun at my face and I trigger this, I can just be like, oh, pardon me, and step round, and the guy will be like, oh, sorry. And forget, not realise that I am that person.
It's not an invisibility field, it's an apathy. Yeah.
You just, when you look at me, I'm just a guy that you don't know, and you just don't care about me. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
If you took a photo, you'd be like, oh, he was right there. But, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I like the idea of you being able to use that to, get into forts and bunkers and things, and just the guards are like, yeah, fucking come on, move.
Yeah,
you're sorry.
I'm trying to guard.
I've got leprosy. Move out the way, get away from me.
Amazing.
So I'm calling that skill I'm nobody.
Perfect. Some names and attributes and things, if you don't mind.
I would like to call my sneak, please. I would like to call him Harry Bishop.
Harry Bishop.
Oh, huge dick energy.
My horse is called Good Steed.
Oh, very small dick energy.
I fall into in the background. You'd see me as professional, but the professional section I fit in under my attributes is voice. I'm formerly the guy that would go and find a guy that you need dead or captured.
Yeah, makes sense for a cutthroat. We like to see it. We like to see it a lot.
Wearing like a 3-piece suit, no matter the fucking weather. Like a tight black 3-piece suit. My extra items. Is it 3 I get?
Yeah. Pick 3. Yeah.
A rifle and ammo, because you need to shoot people at a distance. A rope, because sometimes you're supposed to bring them back alive. And a hunting knife, because sometimes you don't have to.
Sweet. Amazing. So, to recap, we have so we've got Lady Fascinator and Dusk, the sharpshooter with a magic gun and the ability to quote-unquote maim people's souls, who came from a high-class upper-crust background and now hunts monsters. I like that very, very much.
Yes.
We've got the occultist.
Oh, I thought of my name. I am the abbot.
The abbot.
And my horse is Costello.
Sorry. Abbott and Costello. Does that... Are we about to start a body cop thing of Bishop and the Abbot?
Maybe.
You get your own spin-off series. So we have the occultist called the Abbot. That is an extreme powerful setup with a magic device that lets you teleport anywhere randomly, whether you can see, and the ability to talk to both animals and corpses. We'll cross that when we get to it. And when you're not busy talking to corpses and animals, you're fracturing reality for your enemies around you. I like to see that. The whole time you're dressed as Radagast the Brown, effectively, I guess. Just
but with like,
around in rags.
Still, I kept a little priest collar just to be intimidating.
Yeah, you're not already intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Harry Bishop, the cutthroat, appearing from the shadows, stabbing people when they're not looking. Which is a particularly potent combination that he can also just be uninteresting to everyone around him when he wants. Like, I'm sorry,
from real
stab.
life.
Walk up to you in the middle of the room just to be like, pardon me, stab you, and then be like, sorry, pardon me, and walk past you.
And the whole time you're dressed professionally while you do it, which I particularly like, just cruising around in a 3-piece suit.
Yeah, I've got a little, like, pocket watch.
Yeah.
The silver chain, my black suit.
Nice.
Very nice. So, if it's okay with you guys, I wanted to, let's just dive into your like backgrounds a little bit and your powers and things and expand on that a touch. So, Kat, this idea of like your magic gun that's handle is warm to the touch. What are we talking here? What does this look like? What is it? Is it a rifle? Is it a revolver? Is it a shotgun?
I think it's what does a revolver look like again?
Like a handgun with the six things in the back.
6-shooter.
Yeah, that. It looks like that. It's a revolver.
Amazing.
They used to have like ivory handles and stuff that you can style any way you want to.
Oh yes, she would absolutely have that.
Yeah, like an ornately engraved elephant tusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engraved ivory handle. Delicious.
Let's make it walrus ivory.
Ooh. Baby seal ivory.
No!
Oh, that's the line?
I mean, human ivory. Just it's made of ground up teeth.
No. It's just teeth glued outwards.
It's my gun! You guys are being weird with my gun.
No, okay, you pick.
Okay, and the handle is warm to the touch, so How does that manifest for you? Like, are you like we said, like you just can you feel it from a distance? Is it really hot? Is it like just warm? Is it warm only to you? Can everyone feel when it's warm?
Well, I have a ladybag that my gun goes in, and I can feel it. I can feel
you
it.
can just put the word lady as a prefix to everything because she's a lady.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And so, well, actually, no, she doesn't have a ladybag. She has, like, you know, like a garter with, like, up a dress with, like, a little gun holder thing in. So, a leg will get hot, but not, like, it won't burn her, so it won't make her be like, oh! Like, it'll be like, she can feel it.
Like your phone on vibrate, but for heat.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Like your phone on vibrate, but for heat.
Yeah, so it's kind of like she's aware of it, but then she can, like, hide her face so nobody else knows that she knows.
I thought for a minute you were going to go the other way and be like, yeah, it scalds my leg every time I walk past a monster. Like my leg burns.
The head of the monsters is coming here tonight. Hang on. Take it.
Some fucking shapeshifter walking through the saloon and Lady Fascinator's like wafting her own stockings.
She's got a gun on the table and a pot on top of it and trying to get a vampire to stand close so she can get her pasta going.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, a gun tucked in the garter. I love that. Very sick. Your weird ruination, I have to ask you about this. You maim people's souls. What the fuck does that look like when you're doing that?
Just like when it happens, they just look like that they're absolutely mortified and like really just like it's the worst thing that they've ever gone through, and they never knew that they could feel pain or fear at the same time, and it leaves like a really shocked, horrified, scared look on their face when
they just fucking
dead.
keel over.
Yeah. So like when people pass them and they're dead, they're like, oh, Lady Fascinator got to them. Like, yeah.
What does Lady Fascinator look like when she's doing this? Is she like hand out Kamehameha? Is she fucking what's happening?
She looks very sexy and cool and calm, and she just like you know, like when people say you smize with your eyes, so it's like you smile with your eyes.
Yeah.
But you don't actually smile, but it's not a smile, it's a scream. So it's a scream with your eyes.
Okay.
Without screaming with your mouth.
This is an absolute roller coaster of a description.
Sorry.
My wife can make that scream. I've seen her.
The scream eyes.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
It's very, very sexy. You see, I'm screaming with my eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Just furiously taking notes here. Yeah, amazing. Do we want to expand on your upper class background a little bit? I love this. The idea that you're like, what went wrong? Why are you not anymore the lady of the house, as it were?
Her lover was killed, and instead of like being a mournful widow, she decided to take revenge.
Yeah, just full vengeance.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. Ain't no one got time for grief.
No, exactly. It's like, I will cry with bullets.
Oh yeah, write that down.
Lead tears.
Yeah, lead tears.
Lead tears. It's very sexy. Yeah. I scream with my eyes and I cry with bullets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, aren't you turned on?
She hasn't got time to mourn. She's too busy killing. Yeah.
Are you aware that you're just accidentally blasting out like 70s B-movie poster quote one after another?
No, I'm just this is pink wine.
I need to keep a Google Doc of all these because they're all great.
Just rewatching this stream over and over, just harvesting every ounce of content.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, so she had a lover that was killed and you've gone for vengeance. What was the lover's name?
He was called Bert.
Oh.
Unlucky. Very sexy.
Unlucky, poor mate.
Yeah. He was
Not
called
his fault, is it?
Bert.
He didn't pick it.
Exactly.
I've written
Was it
Bert the
short for
lover.
Bert for like Bertrand or what?
I was assuming it was a Burt Reynolds thing, but you really need
Yeah.
the Reynolds to make that name cool.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bert like Burt Reynolds, but not Burt Reynolds. Like
Bert like Burt Reynolds.
What about Burt Selleck? Tom Reynolds?
no.
No.
No,
Okay.
neither of those work.
I know. I was improvising. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Poor Bert died, and you.
He
You
was
did-
my he was basically my Clyde. I was Bonnie and he was my Clyde kind of thing.
Completely
Situation.
understandable.
Yeah.
The only real way to grieve is to cry with bullets and
Yeah.
scream with your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I've got a choice for you, so I wanna offer you another, or you can choose if you have a good idea for it. Something in mind. One more thing for your inventory that reflects your background, that reflects your upper crust, upper society. Did Bert give you a letter opener that kills people? You know, is it a fun thing you get to make a choice of something that reflects who you were before you were in the old weird west?
Something before. Right, it is going to be a necklace that's like a locket, and when you open it, it's got a picture of Bert inside on one side. And then the other bit of it. Did you say it was like a weapon or anything?
I'm gonna say I'll say leave it there. I like the idea that we'll just do a little bit of something, and then if it comes up a fun time in the story, we can expand on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, a picture of Bert in a locket is perfect.
Yes.
Amazing. Right, let's jump over to Abbott. The Abbott, sorry. Apologies. The Abbott and Costello.
The Abbott and Costello.
Right, we need to talk about what happened to you being a reverend. What went wrong?
So this it all has to do with a mysterious cave where I found artifacts that I'm pretty sure are from the European Renaissance, but I don't really know. Could be from space, could be from another time, unsure. Where I found the holy texts that actually worked.
Yeah.
And then, I also found my teleportation orb.
Yeah. Oh, let's jump to that for a second. Describe the orb for us. That's perfect. The teleportation orb.
Oh yeah, so it's like similar to early clockwork. Like, there are gears, there's a little, it looks like a hinge should swing open, but you twist it and the gears start turning inside, and then you're just fucking somewhere else.
Do you go with is it like a puff of smoke? Is it a flash, or are you just fucking
just instantaneous blipping,
Instantaneous.
disappearing and reappearing? Yeah, no sound, no light.
Amazing. I like the I wonder what happened the first time that he turned that in the cave.
Well, I wound up half in the cave, and half of me was in the wall. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah. Quickly just did it again.
Yeah, amazing. Former Reverend. You found some European shit, or space shit, or time shit.
Hard to say.
One of it was an orb that put you into the wall.
I'm an American. It's 1950. I don't know dick.
Yeah.
It's
difficult to stay religious after having that experience.
Yes. Yeah. Like, now I can walk on water, you fucking motherfuckers.
Sure, it boils when I do it and fish die, but I'm sure it's fine.
Watch, I can turn your blood into wine. It's fine.
Let's let's pick a like a religious thing that you had on you. What's your item? Is it like maybe you had like a holy symbol? Maybe you had what are they called? Rosary beads?
Oh yeah. Like
whatever you want.
I like that, but I'm thinking, what are the like the incense things that they have from chains?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's like an S word. It's
scepter and what is it? Scepter and something. I can't remember. I know what you mean. Yeah, incense. I know what you mean. Thing.
Yeah, religious incense guy. I got one of those, and it can also create psychedelic smoke, I assume.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I just assume you have a lot of marijuana on you that you're constantly burning. And you're an incense burner. at a minimum.
Everyone, chill the fuck out.
Now you fucking see me. Now you fucking...
Yeah, like, are we high? Did we imagine that guy? Impossible to say.
Amazing. A former reverend. You found some black magic scripture stuff. Found an evil orb that teleports you. You got an incense burner that you just load up with LSD. Yeah, amazing. Let's jump to you, Mr. Bees, Mr. Harry Bishop. Your vice. What kind of vice did you have? Did you like run a casino? Were you a gambler?
I worked for bad people.
You were like a henchman.
Yeah,
like a henchman thug.
Comes from so when I was young, like 9 or 10 years old, I lived out in the field, like in the fields of nowhere, like just fucking dirt farmer nothingness, like hardly anyone around, like real middle of nowhere stuff. My father killed my mother when I was like 8 or 9 years old. Nothing I could do about it. I'm just a kid. He was just a massive arsehole, like a drunk, a gambler and things. Like living with him was the only way I could survive, but like he was terrible.
He was the fiend.
He was, yeah. One day, some people came saying that he owed a lot of money. 2 guys came to the house saying he owed someone a lot of money. He shot them both dead. But at that time, I was like 14, so I was smart enough to know, like, killing those 2 just means that more are going to come. And they're like, when they do, they're just going to kill me too. I already hated him, so took a wire out of the piano and I killed him when he was drunk in his chair. And when they sent more to get him, I was stood out on the porch with his body laid out, and ended up getting a job. They took
amazing!
me in.
You got brought into the fold.
I was brought in. They raised me up, and it wasn't until many years later I realised I had the "I'm nobody" power to me. But I think it came from the fact that like I didn't talk much about myself.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
This is quite a deep character for you, Bees.
I know. I'm spending a little time. Not like, yeah, my name's Barry Perkins, and I stab people. What's your motivation? Knives.
Yeah, amazing. Let's dig into. So you said you're like always professionally dressed. You're always in a 3-piece suit in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Is there anything behind that? Is that because you're, killers have standards?
No, it's a sign of respect. I saw that the guy who ran the place dressed well, and he dressed me well. He wanted me to like become part of like what I could do because he saw I had potential. So he taught me to like dress well and taught me to read and taught me to take care of myself, taught me to brush my teeth, like all the things I'd never learned when I was just a kid out on a farm with like a useless
piece of shit dad
and a rural nothingness.
Amazing, yeah, like almost like a what's the word, like a mentor / mafioso boss type thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. You touched on your weird ruination. Do you want to talk about that anymore? You can summon an aura that makes people disregard you.
That's
weird as shit.
Discovered it by accident when I was concentrating really hard on like when I was about to get, when I got jumped by a bunch of guys who thought I was who I was, and I was trying my best to talk my way out of it, and realised that like I was like doing much better than I should, and like then I realised I was also concentrating with a part of my brain I'd never realised I'd used before. So I
you're
practicing with
it, twitching some muscles in your mind that like yeah, amazing, cool. Right. So let's pick you an item. You want something from being a viceman. I love that idea. Have you got like a gift from that mafia boss? What have you got?
I have the garrote I killed my father with.
Ooh, very nice, yeah. Yeah, unbelievably dark. I'm very into it. A garrote made of piano wire.
No one was playing that piano. Only my mother could play, and she's dead.
Plus, surely one piano wire is like only one key's worth. Just you can't no longer play upper C.
Oh yeah, just pick a C. Why would you pick it? That's so cool.
Pick one that no one uses, like middle C or something. I don't know. Yeah, amazing. So, I think we're all locked and loaded with some characters. Is there anything that anybody wants to go over, or
that thing is called an incense? It's a sensor, CENSER, and also I wanted to flip flop my grit and my cunning. I wanted to do +1 on grit and 0 on cunning.
Perfect.
Oh, I did my stats, but I never read them out.
Oh yeah, hit us, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I put +2 on my cunning. I put +1 on my reflexes. Put 0 on my smarts, and I put -1 on my grit.
Amazing. Yeah, I think we're all. Is there anything that anybody wants to touch on with their character before we like? I figure, how long have we done? We've done like an hour? Just over an hour?
Yeah.
I figure we'll do like a bit of, half an hour's worth of intro stuff, and then we'll call it here, and then like we'll jump into the bigger thing next time.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, whatever you want, yeah. I've got time.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Amazing. Is there anything that anybody wants to touch on then before we get dropped in?
Only just that the mafioso guy that raised me died. That's just why I'm out on my own.
Yeah.
Just the natural causes.
Yeah, I spoke to some ghosts a few minutes ago, and they didn't really have anything interesting to say, so it's fine.
Amazing. Cool.
One of them was a mafioso, though. Is that important?
No, I'm sure it's unrelated.
I like that. Just to clarify, he has to touch the body to do it, so he's dug up. like found the grave, dug up the grave.
I mean, I hope that when you do it, you like put your finger in their mouth as well.
I usually have like a little puppet. Oh, hiya!
The voice. every corpse has the same voice, obviously. That's great. Okay. Cool. Right. So let's drop you in to you. I guess we'll touch quickly if anyone's got any strong ideas. In fact, are we okay with you guys? You know each other as a group of people that take contracts and jobs and do them together. You travel from town to town. You take work when you find it.
Yeah, fine for me.
Yeah, does anybody have like a specific thing of that person I don't like or I do like, anything like that?
Well, I don't do a lot of work.
Sure, yeah.
So, if anybody resents that, it's up to them. But I don't really give a shit.
That sounds like a them problem.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we really need you, and it makes up for all the times when you just sit around doing fuck all.
Okay, yeah, right, I'm just going to drop you straight in then. We've got a bit of a scenario and we'll see where it goes from there. So, for the, I guess, a quick note for the people watching or people playing or anything, this, and what I'm about to run is an adventure I've written. I've written like an opening scenario, and it'll be in the full version of Weird Weird West. When you buy it, you'll be able to get the thing with all the notes and stuff. Boom.
Get your copy of the game at hotdicenerds.com.
Hot Dice Nerds a million years.
Twitch.tv/hotdicenerds. Right. You guys, as I say, are a group of wandering, travelling monster hunters / fixers. You sort situations, you don't ask questions, you get paid and you leave. Works well for you, works well for the clients. Sometimes the jobs are small. Somebody has a spooky noise in their attic they can't get rid of, and it turns out to be a minor poltergeist. Sometimes the jobs are big, and you've had to take out clans of werewolves in the past and run vampires out of towns. Your latest job sounds like an absolute nightmare. You've pulled in to the town of Blackwater early on a Monday morning after hard days travelling across the desert canyons and desert wastes. Blackwater is a little piece of shit town in the middle of nowhere, deep, rural, weird America. It's got a sheriff who's sometimes on duty. It has some deputies and lawmen who are occasionally there. It has a saloon or two. It has no shortage of drunkards and losers, and not enough upstanding citizens. Blackwater is most famous, however, for the fact that last week they caught John Blonde. Now, John Blonde is a at-large, famous murderer. The sheriff of Blackwater has struck unbelievable gold in managing to get his hands on it. People don't quite believe it. There's rumours already that the sheriff is in on it. But regardless, John Blonde is locked up in Blackwater jail. Unfortunately for the citizens of Blackwater, John Blonde has many, many friends, and they're none too happy about John Blonde's current incarceration situation. So, with that in mind, the sheriff has put together a posse of people to get John Blonde out of Blackwater. We can't have it. This piece of shit town is horrible and dirt-ridden, but it's ours. And if we keep John Blonde in jail here, who knows what trouble we're going to bring down. Best case scenario, we kill some of his men. Worst case scenario, they blow the goddamn jail up and take him and leave us for dead. We can't let him stay here a minute longer. So they want to take John Blonde, ride him south down to Mexico, get him out of Blackwater, get him across the border, and from there they can liaise with Mexican authorities and get him into a proper jail that's properly guarded and not some backwater horrible place. Like what Blackwater is.
He wants us to be prison transport.
That's where you guys come in. John Blonde is rumoured by people who believe such things to be in league with the devil. How does this man do so much killing and so much robbing and so much murder and maintain such a strong cult-like following of henchmen and people with him? There's got to be something to it. This guy, this John Blonde, he's in league with the devil. There's no way that this man is a godly person. So, your name came up in conversation. One of the deputies has spoke to the sheriff and you got mentioned. A telegram got sent. The journey got done and you've arrived in Blackwater early in the morning. So I'm going to say that you guys hitch up your horse outside the saloon in Blackwater. Let's give it a name. It is. I like that. This is the Back Dollar Saloon, and you've hitched up your horses, Costello and Dusk and Goodsteed. Tied them up outside the back door Dollar. And you make your way over to the sheriff's office, to the jail. It's one small building on the side of town. It's a small little Wild West town. There's maybe 2 dozen buildings. The sheriff's office is just there. The jail is in the sheriff's office. It's not a big place. They don't have a dedicated jail.
Starting town, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a small. It's called Blackwater, and it is Backwater.
Oh, yeah.
Your hat agrees. So you go to meet the sheriff. Is there anything that anybody wants to prepare or do before you head into this tense exchanging of contracts and meetings? I know you've all got weird powers and weird shit. Does anybody want to do anything, or are you just going to go and speak to the sheriff and see what's what?
Well, I'm just going to wander right in.
Yeah.
Foot forward.
I'm going to fix my fascinator.
I'm
Make
going
my
to.
look pretty.
I'm going to sprinkle some brown powder into my incense censer and light it on fire.
Amazing. Okay, you head in. A dark, damp, dirty building on the edge of town. The sheriff is sat at a desk. He's folding and shuffling papers. There's a couple of deputies stood by. One's leaning up against the wall, smoking a thin cigarette. One's playing the deck of cards on a little side table thing. And there in the back, you can see him straight away. John Blonde, thick, lovely blonde hair, slicked back with grease. One arm on the jail bars like this, looking at you. As you all walk in, you take the first foot in, Harry. You walk in the room. The first sound out of anyone's mouth is John Blonde giving a wolf whistle. Whew, look at these. Fresh faces. The sheriff throws an empty bottle and it clangs off the jail cells. And he stands up, says, "Ignore him. Pleased to meet your acquaintance." Shakes his hand. Tells you that his name...
I shake his hand, and after shaking his hand, I take a tissue out of my hand and take my handkerchief out and just wipe my hand quickly and put it back.
Yeah, I don't even acknowledge Sheriff exists. I just wander over to John Blonde and start staring at him in the eyes.
I put my hand out so the sheriff can kiss it.
Amazing. Yeah, he introduced himself, so his name's William. He says, William the Sheriff. He introduced himself, Bill the Sheriff. Shakes your hand, Harry.
So
Lady
can
Fascinator.
I just very quickly ask? So normally when people are a lady something, the lady thing they are is like their first name, like Lady Catherine or Lady Diana. Is your first name Fascinator?
No, I mean, because you can
That's
be
all you know about me.
Lady can be a title opposite, of a lord, and lord is typically last name.
Yes, but lady is always first name.
I mean, I'm just it's lord and lady last name.
Is that But as someone who lives in a country where we have them, let me assure you.
No, but if you say it out loud.
You would
together.
A lady would always introduce herself as Lady Catherine or Lady.
I mean,
Elizabeth
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
All together,
Fascinated your
Lord
first
and
name.
Lady.
Hang on.
Is
Hang on a
Fast your
minute.
first name, Inati your last name?
I'm just happy that we've apparently revealed that Bert was a lord.
Lord Bert.
Okay. So
Yeah, a 1950 or an 1850s American lord.
she's Lady Belle Fascinator.
Belle Fascinator.
I love it.
Amazing.
So are you a Southern lady? Are you like from a slave owning family?
No, she's maybe she's Dutch, who knows?
You know, you'll find
Come to
out very
Holland.
soon.
We have men who win mills.
The first time we play the cowboy game, and we're like, oh yeah, slave owner player character, let's go!
I mean, you know, it was America. It was built on slavery.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, William Bell, sorry, what's his name? William George is shaking hands, sorry, two names already. William George is shaking hands and kissing hands as he introduces himself. You, Mr. Occultist, you're just intimidating John Blonde in the jail cell. What does that look like? You're just staring him down.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I recognize any symbols on him, if I see any, or if I feel any magic about him. And yeah, just mostly just being fucking super weird.
Totally. You can give me, let's do a roll.
I'd love to.
You can give me, so it sounds like we do. So there's a move called Scrutinize. When you spend time to analyze, oh no, it's more about surroundings though. You're just analyzing a person. I'll let you make a reason roll because he is covered in tattoos, and you get up close and realize that poking up through the collar of his shirt. I'll let you make a reason roll to try and reason about these tattoos and try and see if you recognize them maybe from some black scripture that you've read. So to make me a roll for reason, you're rolling 2d6 and you're adding your smart score, which for you I believe is +2.
+2. Okay. So, 5 plus 6. Fuck me.
Good roll.
Yeah, so I got a 13.
Amazing. A 13. The first roll of the game, you rolled a 13.
That doesn't usually happen to me.
You've used up all your luck in the prologue. Okay, so yeah, on a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something functionally useful about the subject relevant to your situation. So I'm going to let you know that these tattoos he's covered in are definitely occultist, not the same as you, but they are dark tattoos. This guy he's not got a snake and some revolvers. He's covered in something that has significant religious or supernatural meaning. He has markings on his body. You can be sure from the bit of the pattern that you can see on his neck, they go onto his chest, they probably go onto his arms. This dude's covered in bad news.
All right.
As you're checking him out, so you spend some minutes like eyeing him up and down, and you're realizing this. Sheriff Bill is talking to you two, so he's explaining the situation of this piece of shit needs to go a long way that way, and he points out the window and he's like, see the fucking border? He gets to that border 3 days time.
Sheriff,
You guys, sorry, go on.
Sheriff, I've got to ask. I mean, we appreciate the work, but why not just shoot him?
Because what was he say? He's like, you could tell that he's gruff, but he's very like, I'm a man of the law after all. We've got marshals know about him. He's the most famous outlaw in any direction as far as the raven can fly, as far as the vulture can fly. Don't get me wrong. He's a menace and he deserves to be put in the ground. but he deserves a fair trial the same as the rest of us. And as he says that, like, as you're staring him down, he, like, smiles and, like, a greasy, lecherous smile and looks over and he goes, yeah, I got my rights. Fair trial.
I see your point, Sheriff. If we shot him here, he'd be a martyr to his people. You'd put him up in court. Maybe people are seeing for the piece of shit he is.
And as you say that, John Blonde again retorts with, like, ooh, you got a dirty mouth on you. So the sheriff.
I look at him and I just like cock my revolver.
Yeah, like John Blonde is like started. He's pacing his jail cell. He's just talking general shit to everyone. The sheriff explains that the plan is that himself and you three are gonna saddle up, and you're gonna chain his hands, chain his feet, tie him to a horse. The dude is gonna be strapped in. And you four, plus the deputies here, and he like points at his men, and like you get the sense that these deputies are, how do we say, fresh-faced. They don't look like the most experienced lawmen that the county has to offer.
They're greenhorns.
They're greenhorns. Blackwater seems to be running low on law enforcement. They look like they're wearing, they've got like their leather vests and they're wearing their like riding clothes and they're all wearing their cowboy hats, but they look like they're wearing their dad's cowboy hats. They don't look up for what's about to happen.
Yeah, like a combination of brand new clothes and clothes that are definitely hand-me-downs.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
They've got like their dad's hat and their mum has bought them some new boots.
Yep.
You get that sense of like, oh, we're about to go for 3 days with the most dangerous criminal around, who we know has a loyal following that will be chasing us down with these fucking children.
I wanna ask Blonde what his plan is.
How are you just saying it out loud? What's the how you?
Yeah, like you're planning something. We know you're planning something. You have to be planning something because you're you. Just tell us what it is, and it'll be easier on everybody who we have to kill.
And he's like, he like, mocks your threats of violence. He's like, there'll be no shooting, there'll be no killing. You heard the law, boy. I got me a fair trial. I get to stand trial. I get to plead my case. I got evidence. I'm not worried. Take me to court. Let me have my day in court. And like he's playing dumb. He's like completely. I'm gonna, He like does the mock like you tie me up, take me to court.
Yeah.
And he's like, my friend, I don't got no friends. You've heard what I've done. I'm a bad man, sir. I don't got no friends.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Lady Fascinator, are you wanting to say anything to the sheriff or maybe any of the deputies there? These pair of teenage boys who consider themselves to be law enforcement.
Well, gosh darn it, boys. I'm just absolutely boiling today. Please, can one of you get me a drink? Because I'm absolutely parched.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. You, like, watch them fall over each other trying to get, like, a cup. Like, one of them's, like, move out of the way and, like, one of them, like, dives in and one of them brings you a little shot glass of whiskey and then a glass of water. The water looks pretty foul. We're in Blackwater. It's a nasty place. It's been pulled up from a well probably a day or two ago.
Well,
you think it was a mistake naming this place Blackwater?
I mean, it's honest, right? Better than Greenland.
Well, I just assumed that's where the Blackwater came from. Sorry,
okay, thank you, boys. That's very kind of you. I just was wondering, is there a ladies' room in here?
The sheriff speaks over them because these two are like embarrassed and can't get their words out as they're trying to say, no, obviously there's not a ladies' room. And the sheriff is like, you can use the water closet around the back, ma'am. It's, gender neutral. There's no one in there.
Thank you. I just need to powder my nose. And
Sure,
then-
We don't keep no nose powder in there, though.
I've got some in my lady purse.
We get a scene then, like, where you get escorted quickly round the outside of the building, back to the water closet on the back of the building, and the sheriff, shows you that. On the way, as you're walking, you can see, if you could call it this, the high street of Blackwater, this one street town. A woman comes walking across towards you, looking with a face like thunder. She looks ready for business, and you see she's got a rifle, not hiding it. She's holding a rifle, marching towards you. And as you maybe, a little bit of your combat instinct kicks in, and you flinch a little, the sheriff can sense that and takes a quick moment to be like, hello, Mary. Mary, this is Belle, Mary. And the sheriff goes on to awkwardly explain that Mary is the wife whose husband was killed by John Blonde very recently. His most recent killing was Mary's husband. And she has demanded to be in the posse of people that take John Blonde south.
Well, I'm all for that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like anything can go wrong.
She's like, yeah, it's good to have another sensible person joining us in this posse that you've got. It's about time we had some level heads. And she goes on to explain that, her husband was killed. She's very angry about it. She wants to get going right now. And Sheriff Bill's like, just, Mary, hold your horses. We're getting going today. We just said in a wage, and he looks at you and then looks back at Mary and says, the contractors have arrived. We're just getting them acquainted. We'll be saddling up in no time at all. Inside the building, back inside, Abbott and Harry, you two, I assume, are talking with the deputies. Now, these two scrawny, prepubescent beards, spotty teenagers are questioning your abilities and your qualifications, as it were. One of them's really overtly polishing his revolver with a bit of cloth, and he's making a show of how big and silver and shiny his gun is. He's like, look, Blackwater gets all sorts of problems. It ain't a pleasant place, but it's our place. We don't need no outsiders taking care of our problems. And the other one chimes up and goes, yeah, my father was a lawman. His uncle was a lawman. We know how to deal with outlaws around here, misters. Why don't you take yourselves back off where you came from? Does Harry hold up a finger?
No, I wanted to. Yeah. So, Harry grabs the end of one of the boy's rifle and flicks it so all the bullets fall out of it, and then snaps it up so it hurts his finger, and then throws the rifle to the other one. Not throw it to hurt, throw it for him to catch. When he catches it, I'm like, oh, so you're cousins?
Very nice, yeah. John Blonde creases over laughing, watching the whole spectacle, making a big deal of it. He's clapping and slapping his thighs. And these two boys are stuttering, can't get their words out.
Can you shoot a rifle?
The one that you throw the rifle to, we'll call him, we'll say he's a tall ginger kid.
The revolver he was working with, wasn't it?
Sorry, a revolver, yeah.
Yeah,
you throw
I'm
the
asking
gun.
them both, can you shoot a rifle?
Yeah, you get the impression, they both seem to be not lying and not being, they're not over-exaggerating themselves when they say, we know how to shoot, we know how to take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. One of them maybe gets, I like the idea that one of them maybe gets, a little truthful, and he's like, look, I know that I'm green, I know that my boots are new, but I'm here because I love Blackwater. My daddy did this and I'm doing it, and he's trying to put on a brave face of I do belong here.
Where do you what horses is this guy riding? Where do you keep the horses?
Is that just tied up outside? They're just the sheriff's jail has a little horse.
What
rank.
horse is blonde on?
It's like the biggest, the big brown one outside.
And where do you keep your dead bodies?
They say, well, they go to the Undertaker, Mr. Smith, and then he buries them.
Oh, under the ground. That's a good place to keep them.
Yeah, he's like, yes, sir, yeah.
Good. Did they stay there most of the time?
Well, the one that you're not talking to, the other one goes, most?
Good. Good.
Yeah, you take that. You take that as an answer. Yeah, he's like most of the time. You're like, okay. Yeah, great. Okay, so Lady Fascinator, Miss Bell, the sheriff, and Mary all come into the sheriff's office. And the sheriff's like quickly introduces you two guys to Mary. Says, look, this is what we got. Okay, I know it ain't great. I'd love a marshal. I'd love 2 marshals. But we got what we have. We need to get him out of this town. Yeah, Mary's like, yeah, she can see she's a bit of a badass. She's like wearing a dress, but is like holding the rifle, has 2 revolvers, like on shoulder things, harnesses. She's fully tooled up. Holsters on
I
shoulder
tell her
holsters.
the way she's holding the rifle is like the way you'd hold it if you know how to shoot.
She absolutely knows what she's doing, yeah. She's got like no role required. You can just sense that this woman, she runs a ranch or runs some kind of like hardy labouring hard work.
I wander up to her and I say like, ma'am, I'm sorry for your loss.
Where's the corpse? Where's his corpse? Where's his dead body?
She's like, my husband, God rest his soul, he's out in the cemetery. We got a nice plot picked out for him. He's with. She reveals like, he's with our son now. He's laid to rest. She reveals that his line of work wasn't raising cattle; it was selling it. He was a legal cattle rustler. He would take cattle around, and she has had to do it in like the last few months to keep the family going, to keep the house going. She's got other children to feed. And you can see it's a woman that's the world has taken its toll on her. But she's now like, now that John Blonde is here and captured, those last few months, fuck that was worth it. She's here to make sure this gets done.
Okay, I want to talk to your husband.
She absolutely would take that as like you are, because you look like a vicar, right? You look like a priest. You have a priest gear-ish.
Yeah.
You look sort of ragged, but like, she takes that as like I'm going to pray for you sentiment. And she like takes your hand and like, thank you, sir. That means a lot. If you could send him, give him wishes from me. Tell him that Mary Ann sends her love. And you're like the whole time you're like, I'm gonna fucking dig this body up.
Yeah, I mean I have to. Like I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
Put my hand in its mouth.
Yeah. Hey, it's me.
Cool. So Shafe Bill tells you like, back here in 2 hours, we ride south, we saddle up. You got a couple of hours to like maybe have a drink, maybe have a rest. You've been riding some time, or talk to some locals. Is there anything you want to
Mary?
do? Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I say like, to Mary, I'm sorry for your loss, man. And you're not about to do anything crazy.
Are you talking to her in private? Have you like, you're all sort of leaving the building, you take her to one side?
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, I wasn't talking to her in private, and then a fucking priest came in and demanded to like know where her body was. We were waiting for them to leave, and then like after that happened, I was like, "So sorry for your loss, man. You're I'm not yelling it out across the room, but I'm like just trying to say you're not planning
Sure.
to do
Okay. Yeah.
anything
We'll
for
say.
us.
Okay. So we'll say like, the sheriff and the deputy stay there, and you three and Mary leave the building. And she's walking back home. You're walking out of the building. and you quickly take her to one side. Is she planning to do anything crazy? She's like, she tells you, not with a wink and a nudge, but she's like, accidents happen out on the trail. People get hurt, people go missing. Somewhere like Blackwater, there's smaller towns than this. People disappear all the time. The world will not miss Mr. Jonathan Blonde.
Ma'am, I understand. And again, I'm sorry for your loss.
She kind of like realizes what she's saying, and she quickly like, I'm not planning to do anything.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right, ma'am, I understand, and I'm sorry for your loss. And you have to understand that me and my friends here, we're only going to get paid if he makes it to Mexico. Now, if he makes it to Mexico, and once he makes it there, something were to happen, I mean, we're all going to get paid the same. And if he makes a run for it, well, I'll be the first to shoot him if you're not there before me. So let's see if we can get into Mexico, and then you and I can have a chat. How about that?
With a sort of deft experience, she like cracks the rifle on her own arm to hold it, like tightens her dress, and and then like shakes your hand and says, acknowledges what you just said by saying, "It's been a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Bishop." And then we see the camera pan out as you like stand still as she like walks away, sort of thing. Unless anybody else wants to fucking just accost this widow.
I didn't mean to
Tickle her and
interrupt.
ask her where her babies are.
Yeah. Okay, Lady Fascinator, what you do? We know what Abba wants to do. What's Lady Fascinator doing? If anything, you don't have to cause trouble. But if you got a couple of hours to kill in this piece of shit rural nowhere.
Oh, so we're still staying in Blackwater for a couple of hours, yeah?
Yeah, the sheriff's like, give me a couple of hours, we're going to get the papers together, we'll chain him up, tie his hands, get him on the horse.
Well, I think that we should go to the saloon and get a drink before we hit the road.
Smart.
I'm gonna stop and talk to this horse.
I'm gonna wander around town and see if I can find somewhere that'll sell us a wagon.
Oh, that's extremely
A wagon?
smart. Harry Bishop.
Seems a lot more sensible that he'd be sat opposite me and I'd be sat with a gun on my lap.
Very smart.
Yeah, I was thinking about bringing that up, but then I stopped caring.
You're like, oh no, what if chaos happens? What would my character who adores chaos do? Thrive?
I fail to see your logic. That doesn't connect.
You're like, I don't recognize this.
I don't think that you are accusing me of doing mischief. That couldn't be what you're talking
That
about.
it doesn't fit who you are, both in and out of game. You're a church-going man.
He's a man of the cloth.
just a normal priest.
He's just an innocent priest.
Oh, for God's sake.
Okay, Lady Fascinator. Okay, what is your goal? What do you want to get out of the next couple of hours? You said you want to go to the saloon. Are you trying to talk to some locals, get some knowledge? Are you trying to what's the angle?
I'm dragging Mary in with me.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. You and Mary go to the saloon then. Yeah, you go to the you go to the back dollar saloon.
Yeah.
And you get a drink with Mary. What's that like?
I'm just disappearing to grab a drink and a super fast bathroom break on BRB.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to have a one-to-one with Mary. I want to tell her that I understand what she's going through, the grief, the anger. I get it because I'm going through it. And I want to make sure that she's on our side. She's not going to turn around and be like obsessed with this John blonde person.
Sure, yeah. We could sort of, I like the idea, let's maybe montage it a little bit. You have a few drinks with her, you're speaking to her. You sort of get the set, like, she's a woman that is bottling up her grief. You get this real sense that like she's about to fucking explode at any minute. You know, she's been running this ranch, she's been feeding her children, her husband gets murdered. Then she has to keep running the ranch and not deal with it, not process that grief. You know, it's all stereotypical nightmare situation for what is now a widow in the 1800s. She's in a bad place. But she has this steely grit of like, I'm making sure, I don't care what you guys do, I am getting John Blonde across that fucking border. She's like, this man, he's going to know it was me. The last thing he's going to see before they put him in a black hole where nobody comes out of is my face looking back at him.
Okay, so I sit down and I go, darling, are you okay? Really, are you okay?
She's sort of like, you know, I'll be better. I'll be better once he's locked away. For now, I got two things. I got the Lord on my side, and I got my rifle, and that's all I need.
He's gonna get locked away. He's gonna get locked away at the very least. Let me promise you that. I can promise you that. Woman to woman. I know how hard it is in these times and grieving and all these bullshit men, but me and you, we're gonna stick together.
She like, you know, she puts like a single hand on your knee and is like, I appreciate you and I appreciate having a level head. And she like catches herself and like takes her hand off you and is like, well, you know what? Holds up a shot glass full of whiskey. Here's to at the very least. And like slams the whiskey.
Yes.
Let's cut to the camera zooms out on you guys drinking in the saloon, and we see Abbott stood in the cemetery. You are in the Blackwater Cemetery.
I wanted to talk to the horse first.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you want to talk to his what? To John Blonde's horse?
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Outside the sheriff's office, there's a bunch of horses tied up. You can clearly see which one it is because it's this huge brown Shire horse looking thing. This massive, like the deputy described it, this huge chestnut horse. It doesn't look mean or anything. It doesn't look, you know, he's not got a sorceress demonic horse. It is just fucking huge though.
Is this John Blonde's personal horse, or is this just a horse that we have contracted?
No, this is the horse they found him on when the sheriff arrested him, and like
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you don't know the details of his capture, but you know that this is like it's still got you when you go over. I'll say the sheriff isn't watching you, but you know you are outside the building. He's sort of like glancing at you now and then, maybe, or something like. You can see without even having to rifle through the saddlebags. It's still got like his jacket, his guns, his food rations. It's still there on the horse. Like it's all. Oh. They caught him a few days ago, maybe a week at most.
Oh wow. Okay.
Two ticks. Just a quick bathroom break. 2 ticks.
No worries.
All right. So I'm gonna go up to this horse. Just go up and pet him. Be like, "Hey, Pally. I know that you're friends with the guy inside, and you know that you're probably planning something. So I'm watching you. And Can I use my Doolittle?
Yeah,
thing?
I'm gonna absolutely let you bend it. Yeah. So I know that Doolittle's about commanding animals. Let's say that you can, you can ask it a question or maybe get a general sense of its vibe or something, or depending on how you roll. Let's have you roll, and then we can see what you. Okay, so like, what's the goal? What are you trying to get out of this?
I want to know, specifically, like, whether this horse is loyal specifically to John Blonde, and if the horse is party to any escape plans.
Okay. Do me a Doolittle roll.
Okay.
Roll me 2d6 plus grit.
Plus grit. Okay. This is unbelievable. First one was a 6.
That's okay. That's
Second
good.
one was a 1. So
7.
7 plus
What is your grit?
1
Sorry.
is 8.
8. Perfect. Okay, so I want to say, so you get on a 10 plus you get 2 command, and on a 7 to 9 you get 1 command. I'm going to say you can use your 1 command to learn. You can let's say, I like this idea. Yeah. So you wanted to learn about an escape plan, or whether the horse is loyal to him. You can have one of those.
Okay. I want to know if the horse is loyal to him.
No, not particularly. It's just a horse. You get the sense you're like attuned to it. I like this idea that you maybe like you can see what it sees using static television sound, and you're like attuned. You're rubbing its mane and its coat, and the sheriff's watching you, and you're like, as you're like zoning.
Don't worry
in on
about
its
it,
mind.
guy. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You are presumably with your other hand holding an incense burner.
Yeah.
As you're petting this horse, and you get the sense that this horse doesn't even know him. It's not. This is a new horse. All the stuff in his saddlebags is his, but he is like very clear. He doesn't have a horse that he loves and cares for. This is a fresh mount.
Okay. Yeah. That's really the more important knowledge in my mind, is whether this is a friend horse to him.
This is a hired horse. He's just got a horse very recently.
Love it.
And like as you take a step back and you maybe like feel sick and disoriented, and you're like, oh god, I shouldn't look through the memories of horses. I don't feel great.
I just don't usually eat this much barley.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. Is there anything you want to do, Harry Bishop? I'll say when Cat's back, I assume we'll cut the prologue there. That's a nice point we'll do a quick wrap up.
Yeah, I want to go see if I can
to...
rent us a cow.
Oh, you're getting your wagon. Yes, absolutely. So what's the plan here? So you want a wagon because you've only got your horses, and it would be better to have a wagon whereupon you could hold a gun pointed at John Blonde.
Yeah, with him tied up in the back and keep an eye on them the whole time.
Hey, Cat. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
What did I miss?
You missed the abbot communing with a horse and learning that John Blonde's horse is not as trusting and as loyal to him as your horses are to you. It's just a hired nag that he got very recently. It's not his. It's not his.
Not like a best friend.
Not like a best friend. And Harry Bishop is about to try and make a deal for a wagon, I assume. So you want to get yourself a wagon. This sounds like a perfect time to roll a barter and haggle.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to what is effectively the stable of Blackwater. They sell horses, horse gear, wagons, carts. There's not much. We're in a piece of shit town.
Sell horses and horse accessories.
Yeah, that they've got horse accessories.
That
and
works out well because I'm
and
pro-pain.
Awful.
I need a beer.
Okay.
Sorry to change the subject. I've run out of my wine. I've drunk all my wine. But I've got these. If you ever like a nice lager, these are from Aldi. They're only £3, and they're well nice.
Aldi
A
Pilsner.
delicious pilsner.
But also, the tin is a full pint. It's not one of these
Nice.
it's,
Aldi not fucking about.
Yeah, they're not fucking around in Aldi.
sorry.
You can go down and you can get your pilsner, you can get your wetsuit, you can get your flip flops.
Yeah, Aldi, if you're watching this, I'll be a model.
Yeah.
Send me some.
Twitch.tv/HotDassNerds is sponsored by Aldi.
Can you imagine? That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Here's some beers for your little zoo.
Hi, yeah, it's Jan from Aldi. Could you say cunt less? No, Jan.
No, this is how we are. Oh, lol.
Okay, you go to the stable man. Okay, you go to the stable man. It's ran by like what is clearly an old man and his granddaughter. This like old fella and this young girl. She's there like what's the word? I used to know so many words and then I had some drinks. She's fixing horse shoes.
Sure.
She's like doing that. She's like taking care of the horse in the back. He's like messing with some stocks and inventory and things. And you want to get a wagon purchased from him.
Yeah. So I wander in, I see the girl, I'm like, continue on to find the grandfather, stand next to him so that he knows I'm there. I'm not going to say anything or do anything, or wait for him to like finish what he's doing to stand up to speak to me.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, he finishes like coiling up the ropes that he's dealing with and hooking them up. And then he goes like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there." And like shuffles back to you at the front of the shop. Shakes your hand, and says, "What takes your fancy? My name's let's get a name for him. My name's Floyd. This here, my granddaughter Sally. What can I do for you, mister?"
Like, just handkerchief off my hand real quick and put it back. I'm like, Lloyd, it's a pleasure. I'm wondering if you have any wagons.
I'm just making notes, sorry.
I feel like Harry Bishop has some sort of OCD, like about cleanliness, or like I feel like if he was here in this modern day and age, like we all should be, I feel like he would be the number one buyer at Tesco's of antibacterial gel.
An unbelievable rare insult. Your dad buys a lot of antibacterial gel.
Hey, my dad really does buy a lot of antibacterial gel.
I mean, it's cheaper than whiskey.
Stop it.
Harry's just constantly pouring whiskey over his own hands.
Yeah, doing that and then.
Has he got any wagons? Yeah, so like he shows you to like a selection of, what they've got, and it's all stuff that's been claimed by either like we arrested a cattle rustler 6 months back, or so and so died last year. They're like dilapidated, not great piece of hardware. But you have a choice from one that can either fit 6 people, and it's a very stereotypical, I don't even know what you'd call it.
Two in front, 4 in the back.
A covered wagon, like a stagecoach?
Like a covered wagon, like a stagecoach. Yeah, exactly, yeah, stagecoach. 2 people on the front with the horses,
and 4
and then
so yeah, that's stage.
4 people on the back, and the white thing that goes over the top.
Oh, then that's covered wagon.
A covered wagon. They've got one of them, but it looks sort of naff and a bit shit. It's very like the materials ripped, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Or they've got a much smaller, like it could fit 2 people sat shoulder to shoulder looking backwards, right? Like it's mainly for stacking sacks of grain and things. And again, 2 people on the front with the horses, but like it's a smaller cargo-esque wagon.
Sure.
It's up to you which one you have. The smaller one looks in better quality. It's more recent. He explains that like, yeah, they were stealing grain and they were using this as like moonshine. They were smuggling moonshine across county borders with this, and we confiscated it a couple of months back.
Is the little one enclosed? Or
no, it's
like
it's completely open. They would like stack the moonshine and then like
Gotcha.
strap it down with rope.
Copy.
I'd like to wander around and check. Like you said that, like, oh, you know, the top's ripped on top and stuff. I don't give a fuck. I'm more interested in like the wheels and the axles and like the functional parts of the vehicle.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's do. I like the sound of. I'd like you to do me a reason roll. Let's see if you can read information about this wagon. You're not a wagon expert. Make me a reason roll with smarts, and I'll tell you some useful stuff about this wagon that you're trying to suss out.
Cool. How do I do this?
Yeah, sorry. You're rolling 2d6 and you're adding your smarts score.
My smart score is a 0, so I'm rolling 2d6. I got 2 1s.
2 1s.
Snake
Get out,
eyes.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can tell it looks dilapidated and both of the back wheels look like they're about to come off. You can't tell much more than that.
Yeah.
Nothing specific or useful, I'm afraid.
And you can get 2 people in the other one, you say?
The other one, 2 people, you'd have to be sat shoulder to shoulder. You'd be damn near sat on each other's lap. It's a small thing, but it's sturdy as fuck. You could like, no, he's not say. You could put John Blonde in it and strap him down in it. You could sit with him and just shoulder to shoulder, just fucking put a gun just into his fucking stomach. There's different things you could do with it. It's just a smaller wagon.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy who'll put him in a cart and then I'll sit directly opposite him with our legs hooked into each other and me just pointing a gun at him for 3 days.
Yeah, we could say that fits. Yeah, that would make it that. It's small enough that like you could sit opposite him, but you're like fucking your knees are touching his knees.
Yeah.
As you're like,
yeah,
yeah,
knee to knee with me with a gun, just pointed straight at him, just looking at him for 3 days.
Bishop, try not to get distracted.
Amazing, yeah. So I'm going to ask you to roll me a barter and haggle roll. So barter and haggle is 2d6 plus the leverage that you have with the person selling you the thing. Mm-hmm. Now, this is deliberately a conversation between me and you. I think it's probably a +1 because you are doing a good thing for the town. You don't know this guy, but like you're very clearly the contractor that the sheriff has been telling everyone about. Mm-hmm. There's no hiding that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't have any disagreement with that. Like, yeah.
2d6 +1, please.
So totals at 6.
Totals at 6. Let's say. Oh, you know what? No, I've got a good, fun thing to give you here, though. So I'm going to say, yeah, he'll give you the wagon. He agrees to the trade, but Floyd wants a favour in return.
Stepping close.
And he'll be mad if he doesn't get it. Floyd has a conversation with you. He takes you like out of earshot of Sally into the back. And he's like, look, you can have the wagon. You can keep the wagon. Yours, no charge asked, no questions asked. I have a small favour to ask of you. And he like pulls out from his back pocket like a piece of paper that's clearly old and like folded delicately. Mm-hmm. And he like unfolds this paper and it's a wanted poster. And he shows you this photo, right? And he reads the description, and this, you're looking at a photo, you're looking at a drawing of an associate of John Blonde. And he says, this here, no one knows his name, people call him Blue Eyes. I know for a fact Blue Eyes is going to come and help John. I know what you're doing, I know why you're asking for the wagon, I don't want to know anything more than that, okay? The more I know, the more danger me and Sally are in. Blue Eyes tortured and killed Sally's dad.
Rude.
He says, like, my son-in-law. I want you to fucking put that dog in the ground where he belongs. He goes on to explain that when he killed Sally's dad in cold blood, executed him, he took from him, we'll say it's like a little coin or something like a little memorable token that belonged to his son-in-law. And he's like, you bring me that back, we'll consider it equal. We'll consider it even. And he goes on to suggest that, like, I've got more things in it for you. I own a shop. I know people. I can make it worth your while. Kill Blue Eyes. Bring me back my son-in-law's token. Do it for Sally.
I look at the thing and I say, like, so you understand I can't make any promises, but if I come across this gentleman, you can be certain you'll be getting your coin back.
And he's like, I know how it is. I know how it is. Look, I don't want to ask any more questions. I don't want to know anything more than I need to. You just take this, and he folds the wanting poster back up, puts it in your jacket pocket. Like, you just bring me that coin back, I'll know it's done.
If I see the man, you'll get your coin.
There you go, job's good, and you've got a little tiny wagon and a promise to Sally's granddad. Cool. Yeah, so let's maybe wrap it up there. I think that's a nice prologue. You guys head back to the sheriff's office. You've got your wagon. Floyd brings it across you on a horse, ditches it. You tie up your horses. And you, the sheriff, the deputies, and Mary are all stood around, gathered around, as one deputy brings out John Blonde. So he's like, the guy's like pulling a chain, like a dog lead, as John Blonde comes shuffling out with his hands handcuffed together and his feet handcuffed together, and he's in the sun. He's like bright, gorgeous blonde hair that he like throws a hand through. He's like, oh, good day for a ride. What do you say, people?
Nice smell his hair.
Absolutely, yeah. Getting close and giving him a sniff. And he's like, oh, I like him frisky.
Yeah, me too.
This guy's like just unbelievably lecherous and gross and like slick back hair, as he's got his like leather jerkin on and his leather, his outfit and everything, as he gets tied up and chained up. How do you want him? You said you want him in the wagon somehow. What's
As they bring
here?
him out, I'd like to trigger my I'm nobody ability.
Okay. Ooh. Let's do that. Okay. Can you please roll me a 1d3 as you activate your
Roll 1.
Insignificance
I got a 1
field?
on my d6, so I got a 1, right?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, just mark one mark on your track.
Okay. So,
what's a D3?
So a d6
one
divided
d6
by 2
halved.
and round it down.
Okay.
Do you round it down or you round it up?
Round it up. Well,
Yeah, round it up, divided by 2. Yeah, so now that I'm a man that no one's paying any attention to, no matter what I do, I make quite a swift trot around the local area, like opening windows and throwing rocks and just generally like going around like banging doors and like peering through doorways and looking down alleys and just generally like just a very quick lap around, causing both noise and distraction, just to look around and see if anyone is like paying any attention. Like if there's a face I haven't spotted before, if when I chuck a rock at a wall, there's a guy on a rooftop who moves, whether like I peer down an alley, there's like 3 guys like sat playing cards looking out like that. Like while I'm just some fucking guy that no one wants to pay any attention to, I'm just running around real quick to just see if I can get a vibe on anyone.
You're in this like fantastic, like non-perception filter.
Yeah. I'm a guy and no one cares what I do.
You cause a bit of a ruckus, and there's we get some seconds of the sheriff tying up John Blonde and you guys like checking the tyings and things and make sure everything's good. Mary's causing a bit of a fuss and a ruckus and is like swearing at John, and one of the sheriff's telling her to shut up, and Mary Ann, I know you're grieving, but that solves nothing, my darling. And all that's happening while you zip around Blackwater, causing a bit of a scene everywhere. You spot a couple of things. There's a person in so there is not it's not a huge crowd of activity, but there are people watching this happen. It's obviously a bit of an event anyway, right? People are already watching the John Blonde is getting taken out of town scene. Of those people that you're watching, you spot one, a tall, dark, handsome stranger stood in the door of the saloon looking very out of place, smoking a cigarette. And he's watching things very, very intently. Too intently. He's not gossiping with anyone. He's not, oh, they're finally getting that blonde bitch out of this town. They're finally dealing with this son of a bastard. Like, he's just silently smoking a cigarette and watching John Blonde. And as you're watching him, he obviously doesn't see you, but he looks over yonder from the door of the saloon to one of the buildings slightly further down the road, a few hundred yards down the road. Whereupon you see another stranger who is just at this distance, just a silhouette. You can't quite make it out. Another figure. Importantly, they're on a rooftop, on top of a building that they have no business being on the roof of. There's two people in this Blackwater town watching John Blonde get taken away, and they are not loading guns, they're not loading up their horses, they're just watching, creepily observing it happen. They see him get tied up, they see him get put on the wagon, just watching him move.
Can I touch my gun, please? Now,
say again, sorry.
Now that we're all like together, like
Yes,
we're all
okay.
like.
Your gun feels not red hot but warm.
Ooh.
There is on the temperature gauge of child that can talk to ghosts versus literal demonic possession is somewhere fluctuating. It's not. You're not.
I like that.
Yeah, there's like on the like, you know, it's somewhere in the middle.
Honestly, I think like a literal demon is probably less scary than when a toddler's like, "Grandma's in the walls," and she says "Merry Christmas."
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to activate the orb.
You want to activate the orb and just fucking teleport somewhere?
Yep.
Okay. So you just twist your orb?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and then it starts, you know, cogs spin and...
Can you just roll me a d6, please?
I can.
Where would he even be going?
I got a 1.
You teleport, you like blip, blip out of existence, and you reappear. Nowhere
3 inches
useful.
to
Yeah.
the left.
You're in the general store slightly down the road. You're on like the door, you're like the porch of the building. You're like, blip, and there's like a woman who's like, oh, fucking, where did you come from?
Well, where did you come from? Rude. And anyway, I'm American. Thank you.
Yeah, nowhere useful, unfortunately. You just, yeah.
Then I guess I saunter back to the gang.
I guess maybe you maybe see, you see the same silhouette on the rooftop. Then you're outside. You don't learn anything new, but you're like, there's some fucking creepy dudes about. Harry Bishop is very aware of like, it's that guy and it's that guy. You're like, nah, there's a man on the roof. That's not that's not right.
He could be up there cleaning his roof.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Lady Fascinator's like, there's fucking demons. I can feel it.
Like, never mind, there's people on the roof.
We've worked together for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I wander over towards like Lady Bell, and like as I look at her, I give her the look of like there's some shit fuckery afoot. And
I like this. Yeah. We get a little montage, in fact, of you three. Then, like, you're all
wandering up.
you're giving each other the wink.
I'm like pointing out there's a guy, and then there's a guy. Like I do the thing where I'm like, there's a guy behind me, and another one where I'm like, and on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like
And I
watching
start-
everybody and
I get my
nodding
fan out.
along, but I'm like mixing potions and just drinking concoctions.
I'd like to wander up to the sheriff, who I assume is sat on the
Yeah, the wagon's starting to roll. This is it, John Blonde's.
Yeah,
John
I
Blonde's
assume
going
that,
to
like,
Mexico.
he's on the wagon and the sheriff's pulling the wagon. I'd like to say, like, sheriff, it's all the same to you. I prefer Mary ride this horse.
You know what? He'll take that. Yeah. You're the contractor that is hired for these jobs. He's like, you're right. You know what? You're right. It's better I'll stick with you anyway.
I need you to be able to ride around. I'm going to be in here with John, and Mary's going to be riding us, and I need you to be our eyes and ears.
Okay, so let's get this straight then. So you're on the wagon with John Blonde.
I'm on the wagon with John Blonde. I've got Mary riding the horse.
Mary's doing the
Pulling the
galloping.
cart.
Yeah.
The
So
sheriff is just milling around on his horse.
His job is to, like, keep her, be at the front, be at the back, be at the sides.
Yeah.
Just use his
As are the
actual experience as a
deputies.
lawman who knows how to keep an eye out for trouble. To
Yeah.
be a lawman and keep his eye out for trouble.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Then the abbot and Costello will just be, riding forward and backwards, just having funsies.
Give one of the
what's
deputies
Miss Bell
my
doing?
horse. My hat can stay on.
Oh yeah, the deputy. Well, I mean, they have. We'll say. I don't like the idea of you having to leave your horse behind. They have their own horses, and your horse is like, tied to the wagon in such a way that it's coming along with you. Then.
Yeah, I'll give it to a deputy. You can pull it. I don't want anyone near the wagon. Good speed.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ride my horse and then his horse can trot along with us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. If that's what you want to do,
Bell,
yeah,
so you can
absolutely.
keep an eye on my horse.
Oh yeah, better with her than a deputy. Yeah.
Yeah. And the horse knows me, so it's happy I do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, and the John Blonde train is off to Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, Weird West Session 0.
Yes!
Cool.
Good. I enjoyed it very much. We played for a long time and did one dice roll. That's a story-based game.
I like it.
Yeah, it's just a bit of setup, and then we'll start getting really fucky when we get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, super fun.
Cool. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that was good. As an actual prologue, you are escorting the weird prisoner
I'm
down
very
south.
excited.
I guess we'll probably play again next week. We'll do another 7 until... Well, we can probably do
Yeah.
7 till 10 if that works.
We'll do a bit longer. Yeah, like I only plan this to be like a quick prologue thing. We can do like a more full session.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So same time next week. We'll be straight into the game. We'll run full 3 hours of game, nonsense and dice rolls. And we'll start making some story. Two or three more, like 1 or 2 more after that, and then the whole story will be wrapped up. So yeah.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this, let us know on Twitter. We need to hear from our Twitter stands.
The Twitter stands. Where are the Twitter stands?
Yeah. It's
The Hot Dice fans.
Hot Dice fans. Hot Dice
The
stands.
Hot Nice fans.
Hot Dice stands. I really didn't plan what I was gonna say. It just came out. It wasn't very good.
Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks ever so much for playing. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Thank
you
you.
for writing it and running it.
Good.
Cool. All right.
That's good
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone. HotDiceNerds.com.
Twitch.tv/HotDiceNerds.
Hot Dice Nerds, a million years.
Hot Dice Nerds!